Hey, Suzanne Sobers here, coming to you from my home office in Bridgetown, Barbados. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you should do before you even get started in an online business. So, the title of today's video is Before You Start Your Business, What You Need to Know and What You Need to Do. So, I want to just go back to the little diagram that we made when I did my last video about reverse engineering your success. So I'm going to share my screen with you just so that we can have a quick look back at that diagram, and we can because I want to talk about today, we're going to talk about really the first step in that process, which is the planning of your business even before you get started. So just let me share the screen, and we're going to have a look at that diagram. So let's just go over here. Let me just move this out of the way a little bit. Let's see if I can get it right. Right. So when we did our last video, we drew this nice little diagram here, very artistic. And the first step in this process of reverse engineering your success online is because we drew a clear path from ground zero, uh, right up to the point where you want to reach, like the kind of income that you want to create with your business, which would afford you your ideal lifestyle. So the first step in that process is the planning of your business. And just as you would plan if you were going to get started in a traditional business or a regular, what we call brick and mortar business, offline business, when you're going to get started in a business online, you really should do a proper planning process as well, because that will greatly increase your potential for success and save you probably a lot of headaches and a lot of unnecessary expense, and save you from maybe making some mistakes that you would otherwise encounter or fall into if you omit to do this very important step. So in order to plan for the business, there are some things that you have to consider what you really need to get started and to get the business up off the ground and running. So if we look at our diagram, okay, we know that the steps in this diagram, one of the things that we will need is a product to sell. And then we also need to be able to market that product. So knowing that, now we have now some material with which we can work, or with which we can start to plan and start to consider what we really need in order to accomplish, to really get started on that journey towards success in the most effective and optimal way. So step number one is getting a product to promote or sell online. And you can do one of two things. You can either develop your own product, or you can promote someone else's product as an affiliate or a distributor, what have you, and earn a commission on those sales. And so, and then there is a whole process that you need to know, like what's the best way. If you're going to, most people will find it much easier to get started promoting somebody else's product rather than going to all the expense and developing the infrastructure of having your own product. Especially if you're very new to the industry, that may not be the ideal option for someone who is just getting started. It may be for most people, it's a lot easier to get started promoting someone else's product. And then when you have had a certain level of success doing that, and you're a little more experienced and knowledgeable in the industry, then you might want to go about creating a product of your own that can really bring value to the market. Maybe perhaps you might find a gap in the marketplace, a need that's not really being addressed properly, and then you may want to create your own product and offer that in order to provide a solution for that particular need. So, first step is having a product to promote. So, you need to select a product. And really, one of the things that I have learned in my journey as an online entrepreneur is that to really effectively and to really market a product with sincerity and wholeheartedly, it is always recommended to market a product that you yourself own, have used, experienced, and had a good result from. Because if you're marketing sometimes a product that you really know nothing about, or you don't know how it has helped somebody, or you can't really attest to whether or not it's really, the real value of that product or service, sometimes it can be a little bit of a disconnect in trying to communicate that genuine kind of like standing behind the product and being able to tell your prospective client or customer that this product is indeed something of value and how it can help them, because you don't have that firsthand experience of the product or service yourself. So it's a little bit more difficult to try to get over that enthusiasm and that energy. And that really is what drives sales, energy. So I always recommend that you should have the product first before you want to promote it. And technically, you don't have to do that. With most legitimate businesses, they won't really or shouldn't really require you to own the product in order to promote it, because that is one of the things that, you know, you want to be able to draw a clear distinction in any business between the customers and the affiliates, or what have you, who, so you can be an affiliate of a product and not necessarily own the product. You might just be driving sales to that product and earning a commission. But to look at it from a moral or ethical standpoint, my recommendation is always to have that product yourself or have some experience of that product, so that you can look your potential customer in the eye and really and truthfully tell them that this product is a good product, that they're going to get value for their money, and that it will benefit them because you yourself have experienced the benefits from it. So that's number one. So you need to have a product. So in order to plan for that properly, if you're going to want to own your product before you promote it, then you will have to budget for that. Whatever product you're going to decide to promote, you'll have to allow yourself some financial room to either purchase a product if you're going to go with promoting somebody else's product, or you may want, if you're going to go the route of developing your own product, that has its own costs as well. So you're going to have some finances in place in order to have your product ready. Now, the next step, or the next thing that you need to take into account, is a budget for marketing. Because if we go back to our diagram, we know that the next step up the ladder is marketing. So once you've selected a product, then you need to be able to market that product. So When you start to marketing, there are some free methods of marketing online, but generally speaking, free methods of marketing take more time, take more effort. So if you want to really get your business up and running in a short space of time and you want to really start fast out of the gate, you may want to have set aside a budget to get your marketing started so that you can develop that business as fast as you want to go. So it is always preferable to have some budget for marketing. Otherwise, you might find it pretty slow going. Not that you wouldn't be able to employ free methods of marketing and get results, but generally speaking, free marketing methods take a little longer to show results. And sometimes, whilst you are waiting for those efforts to bear fruit, some people may tend to get discouraged because they don't see those initial results in the time frame that they really would like. So if you can start with a budget for marketing, at least to get it off the ground, I would say at least for the first 3 months, the first 90 days, then that is really what I would recommend. So the next thing when we talk about marketing, if you're coming into the online business space as a really new person who has no experience in this type of business before, you may not be well versed or expert in online marketing and how to really market properly and effectively in order to maximize the dollars that you do spend. So you don't want to waste your money if you're going to spend money in marketing. So you may be in need of acquiring some knowledge and skills that you may not have yet, in which case you would want to invest in yourself and invest in acquiring some marketing training. And there are many training courses out there that you can find that can give you that knowledge and provide you with some skills. There are different levels of courses. Some are very specific to that just cover one area or one type of marketing that you can do online. And there are other more comprehensive and broader courses that cover a whole range of methods and strategies that you can employ in marketing your online business. But marketing is going to be the biggest part of your business online, because unlike a traditional business, you don't have to invest in physical inventory most of the time, or like a physical plant and infrastructure like buildings and so on. But the marketing is where you will want to devote most of your attention and where your money will be spent. So you would want to know how to do that properly, and therefore you will want to invest in some type of training if you don't have those knowledge and skills when you're just getting started. And if you are interested in getting I knowing a little bit more, I have a marketing course that I have gone through recently. This is a new internet marketing course that recently came out, and I invested in that for my own to enhance my own ability to market my online business. And that is the one that I would recommend if I had to make a recommendation to a new person coming into the industry that wanted to really learn this marketing game and get as much bang for your buck, in that you're given a whole range of different strategies and tactics that you can use to market, instead of just specifically one thing that may become outdated like in a few months. There I have a course that I can recommend to you if you would like to investigate further getting some marketing training for yourself. So I can leave a link in the description to this video where you can find more information about that marketing course, and you can go and explore that on your own time if you want to get your hands on that type of training. And the last thing that I want to mention, but this is something very, very important, without which your business, you can't get it established properly, and without which it will never function the way that it's supposed to, is the tools and systems. In order for you to launch a successful online business, you will have to invest in tools and systems to run your business properly. And what tools and systems do you really need for an online business? Well, examples would be things like autoresponder services, because you need an automated way to communicate with your prospects after you have done your marketing, and you will want to be building a list. All of these are part of the things that you will need to be doing as you set about building up your business online. And we can cover like all these different parts of the process in future videos. But as you go about building a business online, you'll need tools like autoresponder services for communicating with your prospects. You also need systems like customer management systems or lead management systems, all of that. You may need a website that you can have your central hub, your home on the internet. You may need things like hosting for that website in order to properly do your marketing, so that you are not dependent on any persons. Even if you choose to promote someone else's product as an affiliate, you want to be able to do that in a way where you control your marketing, you control the leads and the prospect that your marketing and your dollars that you spend in marketing generates. You want to keep control of that, and the only way to do that is by having your own sales funnel and autoresponder system, and set it up in such a way that it all links together and you capture your own leads and build your own list. So tools and systems are what you will need in order to be able to do that properly. So you will need to find out exactly what tools and systems you need for your specific business that you are getting into, and have an idea of the cost of those things. So you'll need things like, as I said, sales funnels, autoresponders, website, a website platform. Maybe you might want to pay for a specialized theme depending on the type of business that you're into. You may need things like website hosting, things like getting a domain name online. All of those are things that come into play when you're setting up an online business. So these are the different pieces and moving parts that all come together to make the whole thing run smoothly and really enhance your chances for success, which is really what you want to do. You want to start off in a way that you know you're on the right path, you're doing the right things, that you don't encounter unnecessary hiccups along the way, and you don't like fall into, I mean, everybody will make mistakes and there will be challenges for any entrepreneur. There's never going to be a business that will run smoothly from ground zero right through to becoming like mega successful without facing one or two challenges. But if you can set yourself up in a way and get like, if you have the benefit of knowledge before you start that can help you to avoid some of the known pitfalls and give yourself a bigger advantage and a better potential for success in a shorter time, then by all means you want to be doing that. So this is why I'm sharing this information today. And if you'd like to have more in-depth training or more in-depth information on exactly the types of tools, services, and systems that you will need in order to get set up and running right out the blocks, you can subscribe to I have a free ebook that I wrote, which is a beginner's guide to online business success. And I cover in that book in detail what you need to know, what you need to do in order to start and build a successful business online. And I also go over the tools and services and systems that you will need to have in place. And these are the basic ones that every online business needs to have in order to function properly. And you may want to add things when you get more advanced, but in that book I cover the ones that are critical to your success and the must-haves. So you feel free to download that free ebook. I am happy to give that to you as a free gift, and I'll put the link where you can download that free of cost and get all those details of exactly what you need to build that business, to set it up in the right way, and to have it functioning smoothly and in the most optimal way that can maximize your potential for success and get you into profit as fast as possible, because that's really your objective. You don't want to waste time and you don't want to waste money. So knowing what is required before you even get started is a big step ahead. And a lot of people just jump in, and they might hear a good sales pitch, they might hear a promotion where somebody might be promoting a business that they can get involved in, and it may sound very nice, but then if you jump in head first without really looking at it from a business-like perspective. So you look at it from the point of view of, this is a business that you're starting. You're not just like starting a hobby or dabbling in something a little bit just to try it out. If you're really serious about starting a business and being successful in it, you need to go into it from with that business-minded perspective and point of view, and really plan it properly. Find out what you need to have, really get an idea of what it's going to cost you, budget for that. And if you don't have the investment required to at least cover your first 90 days in business, then you may want to save towards that before you get started. Because if you get started before you're really ready, or before you can really afford to pay for the things that are going to enhance your success, then you will find it a little more difficult and a lot slower, the process of really reaching that target and really reaching the success that you want to see. And when it's slow like that, then you will run the risk of getting discouraged and giving up before you get the result that you really want to see. So my advice is to plan properly, go into what you're going to do with open eyes, find out, do your research, find out what you need to know, and plan it properly, budget it. And then when you get started, you can get started right out the blocks and start heading for the stars with your business. So that's all I wanted to share today. Just wanted to share a little bit of my insight on what you should know and what you should do before you start your business. So, as I said, if you want to grab your free copy of my ebook, The Online Business Entrepreneur's Blueprint, which is really a guide to beginners online, you can feel free to do that. The link is provided in the description to this video, either below or above somewhere on this page. You'll find that link and you can go ahead and download that. And I also will leave you the link where you can investigate maybe getting some marketing training if you want to explore that as well. So that's all for today. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you very soon in another video.